Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are in a bit of a chill period here. There's no doubt about that. We need to allow our manpower to regenerate. That is exceptionally necessary. And we need to work on our technology. That is also extraordinarily necessary. We have swapped over our national focus, so that's good. Unfortunately, we are a little bit awkward in terms of our finances, but things are definitely looking up for us. We have increased our power dramatically, and this situation has improved a lot. Shibe is now our primary potential enemy. If they declared war on us right now, problems would ensue. We could probably win it, though. It wouldn't be pretty, but I think that we could win it. I definitely want to wait before we declare on them, because in order to win it, we would have to go heavily into debt. But overall, taking over Shibe would be an extremely good idea. We do have a Reconquest CB, which is fascinating. We can do core return for Orachoni. That wouldn't be a bad concept. Before we did that, I'd want to annex these guys. And of course, we'd need to be able to actually defeat Shibe. Now, Shibe has 17,000 troops. Nanai was building a spy network. Okay, well, they can't actually do anything. They're a vassal. So that's okay. Orachoni, how many troops do they have? They have none right now. They have not built any troops. Fair enough. I'm guessing that that's a cash problem for them. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm guessing that they have a cash issue. These guys up here, they have 3,000 troops, which isn't a lot, but that actually puts us on similar footing to Shibe. Shibe has 4 military tech, and we're going to go up to 5 mil tech very soon here. Specifically, that's going to be in May 1477, so in about 3 years here. Hopefully by that time, we will have our manpower basically regenerated. We definitely need to get that done. There's no doubt about that. So Shibe is a problem, right? That's for sure. How likely do we think they are to declare on us imminently? Well, if they do, their problem is, well, they have ships now. They didn't have ships previously, but this is a coastal province, and all of this down here is coastal. So the naval fight will be a pretty big deal. Lose 22 ducats or a stability? Yikes. We're going to lose the ducks, and I'm not happy about it. So in order to deal with that, we're going to have to drop our rooting out of corruption a little bit. That's okay. Not the happiest, certainly, but it's okay. We have about 30 months until our manpower is fully replenished here. We need 3,066 men for that. That's fine. We're not going to exceed our force limit at this time. I would very much like to go up to Miltech 5. That would be... like, Miltech 5 would be a good timing attack on Shibe, I feel like. So that's something we can consider. Okay, we finished improving our relations with Korea. We can enact a government reform as well, and that would allow us to do minus 10% land maintenance modifier. That is our largest expenditure, by a pretty wide margin. Alternatively, stability cost modifier and religious unity. I think we're going to go for the land maintenance modifier reduction. That's actually going to allow us to put a fair amount more money into rooting out of corruption. So that's great. I'm pretty pleased with that. Excellent. So Korea, they're still neutral to us. 60 reasons for not getting an alliance at this point. They have neutral attitude. That's a full third of it. Our army strength is over half of it. And our navy strength is another 1/6 of it there. All of those things combined would mean that we would have enough to be able to get an alliance with Korea. Now, Korea is very powerful compared to everyone else around here. We definitely want to keep cozying on up to them. That's for sure. But currently, we're not in a position to make a friend over there. That's fine. I would love to see Orachoni begin to start create some soldiers. But I think that's going to be a while before they do that. We can royal marry them, though, and that's something that we will definitely do. Do we have a royal marriage over here? Yes, we do. Okay, just wanted to double check that. So a royal marriage with Orachoni, of course, will help us out pretty dramatically here. Yeah, overall, this is looking very good. So at this time, we're basically just waiting for technology to come in, waiting to see if Shibe does anything. Are they at their land force limit? Can we actually see from the ledger what the land force limit is? Let's see here. We want to go to military armies. Force limit. Yes. Okay, so we want to sort by country and then go down to Shibe. They have a force limit of 31. Okay. So they're not at their force limit or even close to it. Their force limit is broadly similar to Korea's. So that would be definitely tough for us. No doubt about it. However, we are improving autonomy in these locations. So that's great. Orachoni is now solidly on our side. And that's all excellent. Our treasury is continuing to dip a little bit here. I'm going to turn down our army maintenance slightly. Just so that we're like that. I want to be positive a little bit in cash currently. But we do need to work on bringing down our corruption. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Gujarat is planning to attack Jalavad. That's okay. We're kind of waiting for additional opportunities here. We're not in a position to make moves by and large. What we need right now is for other nations to make moves, ideally not on us, that we can take advantage of. That's our current goal. Okay, so 70 men will be used by the army per month right now. Let's go ahead and turn this back up, and we'll stop rooting out corruption quite as much. There we go. I just want to use up a few more troops. Cool. So we'll sit here for a bit. It won't take very long to fill up at this speed. Our truce with Solon has expired. Okay, sure. Does Solon even still exist? Oh, these guys up here. Right. They're allied with Heishi. That's okay. They're allied with Oirat. Interesting. I mean, there's absolutely no way that Shibe would give us military access, right? Even if we were in a war here, there's just no way because they really dislike us and they're rivaled to us as well. We have to assume that Shibe is going to attack us after they ramp up their military count. That is absolutely something we should expect. But that's okay. We are continuing to reinforce our armies here. So we should hit 0 manpower here, right? Or no, actually next month. Right, that would make sense. So we should hit 0 manpower here. We're only needing a few men, though, at this point. So that's excellent. Okay, now we can cut our army maintenance virtually in half and root out a bit of corruption here. About like that. That'll do. Fantastic. 90 will be used this month. That's okay. We are only a couple months away from filling this out. Wonderful. And we're still not in range for this trade node, correct? Correct. Okay, just wanted to double check that. Now, how are we doing over here in terms of technology? Actually, let's look at institution spread. 91% here. Okay. And it's going to be spreading up this way fairly soon, too. Good. So we do desperately need feudalism. That's absolutely true. But it's going to take a while to spread. That's also absolutely true. But Admin Tech 4 is extraordinarily necessary right now. I'm interested in seeing how much temples actually benefit us at this exact moment. We don't have the cash to build them, but that might be something worth taking out a loan for in the long term. We'll have to think about that. We need under 400 men now to fill out our army. That's excellent. 90 will be used per month, so only about 3 more months here. Ah, Comet. Oof. So we're going to lose the stability here. The question is, do we boost it right back up? That's going to be 1/8 of what we've got for admin power. I feel like we just hope we get a free stability event right now. I think that's going to be our best bet for the moment. We need 168 men now, so we have enough in our manpower pool to fill this out. Next month, we're going to be full on manpower in our army, and we're just going to start banking manpower. That is excellent. So as soon as that's done, our finances will suddenly get a lot better. Excellent. Because our army maintenance can be turned down, and our rooting out of corruption can be turned up a little bit, like so. So now we're dropping about half a point of corruption per year. So that's solid. We want to continue to work that down. We're going to recall our diplomat from Orachoni, of course. I'm really hoping that we get an event here to boost our stability back up. Unfortunately, it's not currently happened, but that's okay. Shibe is definitely ramping up their military. There's no doubt about that. They're still Miltech 4. And we don't have a military leader here. That's something we need to think about as well. We would want to roll one up, and it would not be great to do so right now. We definitely want to drop our corruption. There's no doubt about it. And we're working on it. We are indeed working on that. The only reason that I do corruption in the early game here, rather than loans, is because you can control the speed at which you repay it with corruption, as opposed to loans, which you can't. So the question, of course, becomes, when does Shibe do something? Well, that's not really in our control right now. Which is unfortunate. But man, 949 power in order to get Admin Tech 4. That's insane. Yeah, that feudalism bonus. Oof. And then Renaissance as well. We can no longer claim that that would be part of our realm. Okay, sure. We can grab our Miltech at this point. That gives us combat wit, supply limit, infantry shock, infantry, and cavalry shock. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Do we want offensive or defensive Asian foot soldiers? So generally, I prefer offensive. It's a defensive shock pip. Okay, I see. Yeah, we're going to take offensive here. I generally prefer to attack than to defend in this game, so that should be fine. We have about 1,000 manpower in the pool right now, so that's great. Shibe is up to 19,000. Korea, what are you up to over there? They are Miltech 6 now, so they have a Miltech on us. They also have 31,000 troops here. They're still neutral to us. Minus 30 from army strength. Okay. So yeah, I mean, obviously our army is quite a lot weaker than theirs. What about a royal marriage? Minus 9 reasons. Okay. So it's mostly just distance between borders. I mean, if we can attack Shibe, that would deal with it entirely. I would be tempted to attack Shibe right now if we knew where their army was. The unfortunate thing is we have very little intel on what's going on in Shibe. We could move down to Orach. That'll be fine. And we would also, of course, be interested in holding this location. But Shibe could potentially attack us from overseas, over here. So we'd have to keep an eye on that. Of course, our manpower can definitely regenerate. We would be completely okay with letting that happen. I also would be completely okay with grabbing admin tech here. 948 admin power. That seems really high. But okay. I mean, it's because we're lacking institutions, of course. 94.21% embraced here. And then it'll spread into these two locations. So that'll be good. Hang on. Will that be 10% of our development? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But this is also one of our most developed provinces. This might actually be 10% of our development when it spreads here. Interesting. If that's the case, it will, of course, cost us a lot to embrace. But it would probably be worthwhile. In fact, it would definitely be worthwhile. So we can grab Admin Tech 4 here. The real question is, we're nowhere near capping here. Do we need to grab this right now? What benefit would we get from that? The answer is none. And yeah, corruption is increasing it by a lot as well. That's definitely a thing. The answer is there's no benefit to grabbing this right now. we're going to be better off grabbing this after we get closer to the cap, maybe after we embrace feudalism, if we're able to from here. We only need 5% more spread. So that is definitely something that we can think about. How much are we getting per month tick? We're at 94.92. Okay, that's not a lot per month tick. That's like 0.15%. So it's going to take a while yet, but that's okay. We're going to hold off on grabbing any additional technologies, I think, until such a time as that finishes. I'm not 100% certain that that's going to be 10% of our development. What is our total development? Actually, we should be able to see that in the ledger, I believe. Is it just under country? Yes. So our total development is 72. So what is 72? If I can pull up a calculator here. 72 divided by 15. 4.8. So this is going to be not quite what we need. Okay. It's going to be like half of it. So that's good to know. Our corruption is dropping, though, which means that these costs will drop as well. And other than being able to build temples, there isn't really a huge benefit to taking Admin Tech 4 right now. We can continue to bank up admin power, and we can bank this up almost to the point where we can get 2 admin techs simultaneously, which would allow us to grab a national idea, which would be a huge deal. Absolutely enormous. So that is something to think about, for sure. We would like to get Miltech 6 eventually. How's Shibe doing? They are up to 19,000 soldiers. They're not continuing to develop that. Fascinating. In Japan, things are still pretty fractured. Okay, sounds good. We would really like to expand into Shibe. There's no doubt about that. And I do think that we should. Obviously, they wouldn't accept threatening war. There's no way. Actually, only 28 reasons. But we don't have any positive reasons. Fair enough. So what would we want to do with Shibe? We would definitely want to liberate all of Orachoni over here. And then we'd probably want to make Nanai be our vassal, or just completely liberate them, make them independent. And then go after maybe some territory from Shibe up here. That would probably be about all we'd be able to do. That's assuming that we won the war, which we're at a numerical disadvantage right now. We're at a Miltech advantage. We should assume that we're going to be at a leadership disadvantage. That's for sure. I'm very tempted to do it. You know what? Let's roll up a leader and see what happens here. Well, that guy sucks. Okay, well, I was going to say if we get like a 6th shock general, we do it. That's not a 6th shock general. Under any circumstances. That's a 0 shock general. Okay. So that's not great, right? He's actually really, really bad. He's better than nothing, because of the 2 fire pips and a maneuver pip. But overall, that's a very poorly rolled general. We could continue to roll generals with our Milpow. It's an option, but it's not a great option. We are entering 97% here, but again, we are not going to get full... we're not going to get 10% institution spread, is what I'm trying to say. That's just not going to happen. So feudalism is spreading up here as well. Renaissance, of course, is going to be a very long ways away. It is visible over here. Cool. So yeah, I think we definitely continue to work on our corruption for the moment. That would be very convenient for us to be able to get our corruption gone. Now, Diptech 5 would be quite good. That would get us 20 additional trade range, as well as some trade efficiency. It would increase our naval maintenance, which wouldn't be great. So there is that to think about. But it would improve our naval engagement. Or would it? No, that would be level 7. Okay, never mind on that one. Yeah, I think the longer that we wait here, the better off we're going to be, because our corruption is dropping by 0.5 point per year. And we're nowhere near capping our admin power. Increasing our stability wouldn't be a bad thing. We haven't gotten an event on that, and maybe we should just go ahead and do it. Okay. So that'll be fine. And that does increase our income by a tiny, tiny amount. We can root out a little bit more corruption here. 0.54 per year now instead of 0.53. That'll be fine. I don't think Shibe is currently planning an attack on us, though. There's nothing on our borders. Unless they're massing down here and planning to do a naval invasion, but that's risky for them. I don't think that's a good idea. Because we have a very heavy galley presence. So I don't think Shibe is actually planning to do much right now. Ando made a claim here, but they're not going to do anything, that's for sure. Now we can't actually attack them because Ashikaga will defend them. But that's okay. So, Orochoni still hasn't made anything. That makes me a little bit sad. I was hoping they make soldiers. What is our actual land force limit? We can see that in the ledger. So let's go ahead and go to the military armies and sort by force limit. Orochoni has a force limit of 3. So they could build military. They are choosing not to. That makes me very sad indeed. Very, very sad. So this is down to 909 admin power now. We dropped down to 30% because of the neighbor bonus. And also our corruption is dropping. So every month that goes by, this goes down by a fractional percentage. So that's good. We could grab this and just see what we have available for temples. Oh, man. Gaining corruption and losing ducats or losing a stability. Oh, gross. We're getting some bad events there for sure. Okay, well, we chose to lose the stability, and that, of course, means that we can't grab Admin Tech 4 anymore. Not until December of 1480. Very unfortunate with that event. So Shibe is up to 20k troops now. So they have 7,000 more than we do. That's not insurmountable. They're still Miltech 4. And the question becomes, can we get any friends? I mean, there goes another stability drop. Wow, 3 stability drops in like a year. That's insane. Well, we have to boost it again. We have a new leader, and he's 212. He's not very good at the job. Shibe was building a spy network. Okay, that's good to know. Zhengzhou doesn't know we exist, so they're not an ally, potentially. Korea does know we exist, but they're not very into it. We do have a new consort and a new heir. That's completely fine. So yeah, at this point, I would like to attack Shibe. We would need to get mercs. And that's, of course, fairly expensive. We'd go for, like, the free company. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. That would, of course, get us 5,000 troops. So that would bring us up to 18k. And that would be very broadly similar, considering that we have a Miltech on them. They did just go up to Diptech 5. But yeah, I think we need to just sit for the moment. And hopefully we don't continue to have those stability issues. Like, we've been having some massive stability expenditures. That's not great under any circumstances. We don't want that to be happening. However, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, I'd say we've stabilized at this point, and we need to think about further expansion, for sure. Our chill period is coming to a close, I think. Let's go ahead and build a spy network in Shibe. We'll see how that goes. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. I just saw a rebel army down here. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on that.